Welcome, everyone. I would like to introduce you to Mary Rowley-Hall, our third place winner in this year's Juried show. Each year, the gallery presents a juried show of member artists. And this year, we have over 70 pieces on display from artists all across the country. And folks can come into our gallery Wednesday through Sunday from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. to see all of those pieces in person. Mary, welcome, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. And I just want to say thank you so much to the judges. I am so honored and humbled to receive this third place. It's really exciting for me as a new artist in this field. So it was pretty exciting.
So Mary, tell us where you're from.
I live in Hardwick, and I've been here since '07. Moved up here. I have family up here, so came back to Vermont. So this has been home.
And I see a couple of your pieces on the wall behind you, and I would love to ask you what started you on this particular medium, and can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah. So it's quite interesting. I was kind of I've been doing this for 2 years now, and I was following an artist that does this work, and I was captivated by it. Number one, the colors that you can get with paper, it just explodes. And also, she was fascinating in that she did portraits, and they were so lifelike. They were just amazing. And so it got my interest up, and I said, I want to try this. I've always been creative. I've never had any formal training, but I've always been creative. I think there's a family gene. All my family is creative. So I just gave it a try, and I loved it. And the more I've worked with it and expanded on it and found how there's a special part of this, working with the paper, in that the paper catches light. So you can create new colors with the paper, kind of like when you're painting. I work in 1/2-inch strips of paper. So I got a piece of paper here. So I work in 1/2-inch. I cut all my paper myself. So it's a methodical process for me. It's all part of the process when I figure my colors out that I want to use for a piece, and I cut everything. So I use the 1/2-inch pieces of paper, and the interesting part is you can take 2 different colors, and by putting them together, the way the light may hit them when you turn them into packs, I call them little packs. They're folded just like this, and then they're glued on the edge so they stand up. But in creating that, the way light can come in and hit them, you can create a new color. And you can also do it with, if you are gluing them on edge and you have some space between them, again, the light coming in, like the pink may feed off of this teal and create a new color. So that to me was fascinating, and that's part of this joy of this is I'm not painting, but I am kind of painting. I'm melting new colors together.
Right. And, I'm so glad that you went through that explanation of the paper folding. And for folks who haven't been in to see the piece yet, it draws you in, and exactly what you said. I'm so glad that you explained it that way, because now I will look for that as well. But yes, it's called, and I looked it up, paper on edge. It is truly on its edge. Can you just tell me and everyone listening what kind of glue is securing that?
It's just a white glue. It dries clear. It's not a fancy glue. I'm losing the PC, they call it a PCA glue. I can't think of what it is now. But it's just a white glue, so it's nothing special. It just dries clear, and it's tacky. You can pour. I just pour it out on a flat surface, and then dip my paper in it.
Okay.
And as it sits out, it gets, it dries a little more on the surface of tacky, so it's a little tacky. Sometimes when you're first working with it, you have to hold it in place because the packs of paper, because I can get them pretty thick. This is not showing them. I can get them pretty thick. So when you do glue them down, they kind of want to spread, and sometimes you have to hold them or put clips on them. But they dry very quickly.
So this particular piece that won the award is called Starry Night, and it's inspired by Van Gogh's Starry Night. Can you tell us a little bit more about that connection?
Yeah, it wasn't, I guess it's obviously such an iconic piece of his. I mean, everybody knows it, everybody loves it, I think, as I did. And I think for me, part of it is knowing that he created this piece when he was going through such a very hard time in his life. He was dealing with mental health issues, and he had created this beautiful, to me, magical, moving piece of a night sky. And that in itself captivates me, as well as the colors in it and the painting and the flowing of the paint, mixing of the paint as he's doing these swirls. So this was my fourth piece. I think I might have stated that, but this was the fourth piece that I had done or was trying to do. And that was my challenge, is can I create with paper on edge a sense of painting and melting colors together and giving that image of flowing and movement. And so that was the challenge for this. And it was really fun to do. And I was quite happy with the outcome.
Well, and it is the process. And you just spoke about Van Gogh and his process, in that it was inspired coming out of some challenges with mental illness. And I just have a last question about your process. And you said it was fun. I just want to hear just a little bit more about that. I mean, it just seems like it's so in depth, so much in depth work that you're doing. Was it all fun?
It is. To me, it's very meditative. I lose my sense of surrounding around me. I dive into this very deeply. And to show you, when I started this on some pieces, I have woken up at 2 a.m. saying, I've got to go work on this. So it really does pull me in. There have been some pieces that I've worked on that I have to walk away from because I may come to a point where I don't know how I want to go forward with it. I'm struggling with one area of it. And so I do, I put it down. There was one piece of a large piece that I've done, the balloon. And I think I put that aside for a year because I didn't know how I wanted to work on the wings. So it's probably like any other artist, you get a block and you walk away from it. So it's like, and the other part of it, like I said, was cutting the material, cutting the paper, getting it ready. To me, that's all part of the process. And literally with a knife and a straight edge is what I'm doing. And it's, while I'm doing it, I'm looking at these beautiful colors and thinking, how am I going to put this together to create this piece that I want? So it's very relaxing to me. I think always working in my art has always been relaxing. I used to do jewelry design. I was a wire and bead worker, and it's working with my hands. That's the other part of this is a art form because you're manipulating the paper, and I've always liked to work with my hands. So that's another part of this that I really love.
And the piece is magnificent. And thank you so much for speaking about, the power, not just of the piece being finished, but the power of the process and what that means to all artists who are working in any medium. So Mary, thank you so much for joining me, and congratulations on the 3rd place prize in our juried show. And folks, please come on out to Catamount Arts. You can find us on our website, catamountarts.org, and find our hours. And please visit and stop by and see Mary's piece. as well as all the pieces in this year's show. Thanks again, Mary.
Thank you so much. I appreciate this.